Oh well, we're gonna have to do it this way. Because for some reason, it always locks the orientation on me if I start it wrong. Is it right on your end? I guess this is just the way we're gonna have to do it tonight. Yeah, if I start it wrong, I don't know what's wrong with like the phone or whatever, but if I start it the wrong way, it'll lock that orientation. So some days you'll see it like this and it's thin, and some days you'll see it right. I don't know. I have to like figure it out because I'm still kind of a newbie. Anyway, so last week we didn't have a weekly live because we did the Mercury retrograde one, and that wasn't why we didn't have a weekly live. The reason we didn't have a weekly live was because I kind of just needed like a day off or a week off, and yeah, that's why we didn't have the weekly live last week. And I meant to do it on Tuesday, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take the week off. So here we are. Here we are with this week's weekly update, your weekly tarot forecast. I don't have a lot of do I have any tea? I have a little bit of tea, I guess. Y'all want some tea before we start? I know a lot of people are really tired and they're getting ready to hit the hay, but what's Tara and tea without her weekly tea? Okay. So the weekly tea I have this week is I didn't order my day with a slice of anybody's beef, and I don't think anybody else does either. And this light is really weird today. That better. Okay. So what I hate is when somebody has issues and they come to you saying their issue as if it is your issue as well. And I had that happen today. Well, not personally per se me, but it went through, try to circumvent through me. And you'll end up on tarot and tea if you do that. You'll end up in my tea in my tea portion. So yeah, if you have an issue with somebody, it's your issue. And if you can't handle it like an adulty and a big person and everything, then you're going to continue to have issues like that your whole life. So what you need to do is cook it up and eat it and be done. You know, if you have issues with somebody or something or whatever, quit going to DMs about it and hoping that somebody's going to sit there and go, oh, really? Oh my gosh, let me hate that too. Well, you're not going to get it from me. It might happen with low vibrational people that you hang out with, but it won't happen for me because I don't go to war for anybody but me and mine. And if you're trying to recruit me for your war that I don't believe in, it's not going to happen. It won't. So, and the same goes with my fiance, because I am graciously teaching him that not everybody's war is his war. And he's learning that very, very well. He's doing amazing with his new job and everything, so he's a busy guy. And doesn't have time for a lot of people's drama and issues. We just don't. I've got so much going on in my world that I don't have time for anybody's nonsense. I just really don't. So when I check DMs and stuff like that, and it's one of the reasons why I don't really check my DMs a whole lot, because there's always going to be something in there that I'm like, fuck is this? And yeah, I just, I don't have time for it. I don't. And I don't care that you had who's or what's her faces, blah, blah, has an issue with you and you don't want this and blah, 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 blah. It's yours. You did it and you enjoy it. What else? What other tea do we have this week? Anything else? Be personally responsible for what goes on in your world. I guess that's a blanket thing for the last statement. You know, if you've got stuff going on in your world, you need to figure it out and fix it. You need to figure out what it is that you keep attracting that kind of nonsense into your world. You need to figure out that you're vibing at some really, really horrible low level that you're inviting this negativity into your life and into your world. And you know, maybe just be a better person, and don't be superficially better. Don't be one of those people that's like, oh, everything's gonna be great, everything's gonna be awesome, I'm gonna, you know, tackle the world and all this other stuff because it's a brand new year. Those are scary people that say things like that. Don't hang out with them, because they wait for a particular time frame or some catastrophic thing to happen, for them to make a move. You know, if a new year's coming, that is not, it's another freaking year. Who cares? But if you're gonna sit there and go, oh well, you know, I'm gonna make this, you know, year the best year ever. Make today the best day ever. Make this hour the best hour ever. Don't sit there and give your energy to a arbitrary thing like a date, a year, or anything like that. Keep your energy for you. Be personally responsible, and realize when you need to jumpstart, that's within that minute. You know, that's not within a year. That's not, don't give your energy to something like that. Give your energy to, I decided to make a change and I'm making it from this moment going forward, or I'm going to put my energy towards this from this moment forward. You know, people that want to sit there and give themselves to superficial dates and times and things like that, it leads to failure. Just like with YouTube, if you say, I want to make this my bread and butter and I'm gonna survive off of YouTube, you know, I wanna make all these big checks off of YouTube, you're gonna fail every single time, unfortunately. If you're chasing a subscriber count, I know we all have goals. Goals are great. But if you're chasing a subscriber amount, if you're chasing, you know, something that just makes zero sense, you will find out that your goals are, you're shooting in the dark, okay? So if you say my goal is 500, you know, and what does that bring you? You need to figure out what that brings you. Does 500 bring you something other than a moment of 500 people are watching me or decided to click the subscribe button? Or does that mean that, you know, you're going to start doing something different with your channel or anything like that? The best advice I heard was a couple days ago from somebody that says, somebody told to a big YouTuber, no, it wasn't Omar, but it was somebody else, and they were like, you know, I'm really trying to get my YouTube started. And the person doing the live stream said, did you put videos up? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, then your YouTube has started. Treat every time you upload, everything you do, as if you have 1 million subscribers or infinite subscribers, okay? Stop concentrating on the subscribers. Just treat your channel like it deserves to be treated, with your respect, with your passion, your drive, your ambitions to go forward. That's what you treat your channel like. Don't say, when I hit this amount, that's when I'm going to do something better, or when I'm going to start putting my best effort forward. That doesn't work. You don't need to chase dreams. Dreams chase you. When you start circumventing yourself to being the person in control, then watch things come to you. It naturally does gravitate. So normally I don't say a whole lot of hellos, but hello to everybody popping in. And we have Mr. Fluffy and our infinite mod squad right here. Well, it's not infinite. There's a select few that are amazing people that catch all the bad people, put them in the crybaby corners, or in the candy ass corner is what I like to call it. If you come in here spouting your mouth, then you're going to end up in the candy ass corner, and I don't really care who you are and who knows you. Okay? Don't come into my live stream with your bad attitudes. Don't come in here challenging me, challenging my knowledge and this and that and the other, because you know what? We're talking about astrology and tarot. You are not the master of it, nor am I. So the person that came in a few weeks ago and tried to challenge me, yeah, I watched you the whole time and realized that your channel has nothing to do with what I do. But if you want to talk about what I do, you have your own channel to do that on. So when people act like that, they go bye-bye. And when people want to come in here and cry about what we just talked about, how nobody's watching my channel and this and that, we call that crybabies. And we will put you in the corner for that too. because we don't do that here. We ascend, we vibrate higher, we raise people's vibrations, we send people in the direction of infinite possibilities, not limited goal seeking. We don't do that here. It's just not in our nature. All my mods know, and they're selected carefully, know exactly what I stand for. I know exactly what they stand for, and they support me, and I always will support them. So if they decide they come in here and they're like, somebody needs to go because they're just bringing it down, you'll go, and I don't care who you are. You got a problem with it, you can come to me and I'll explain to you what you did wrong and why you got the slap on the hand. If you continue to do so, you will be banned. It's really simple. I don't do it in anybody's live streams, and don't come do it in mine. Okay? If I make a mistake at somebody's live stream and they tell me, hey, we don't like your energy here, I accept that because I'm an adult and I put that energy forward, and therefore I have a consequence to my action. So just know that every day is infinite possibility. Tomorrow might be the day that you get 50,000 subscribers because a video went viral for some reason. Tomorrow might be the day that you find that suitcase full of money. The universe is infinite. Anything can happen. Tomorrow might be the day that you just come to the idea that nothing owns you. Stop giving yourself to something that transcends like day to night, okay? Be an amazing person, do amazing work, make the best decisions possible, and watch your dreams manifest, because that's how easy it works. Boom, let's move it along. Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Today's wonderful deck is coming at you from an Etsy shop owner. Etsy. I would say Etsy, but it's Etsy, I guess. However you want to say it. Who cares? We all know what we're talking about here. And it is a standard Rider White deck, but if you know me, I love really antique stuff. We'll flip this around. And she tea stains the decks, and they're this really cool cardstock that holds up pretty well. And so I checked out her stuff. She had a notation in her shop that said that she does sales periodically, and I messaged her and said, well, hey, when's your next sale? And she said, are you, she asked me a few questions. She let me know when her next sale was, and I told her I read her YouTube and other stuff and things like that. And she said, hey, would you sample one of my decks and maybe just shout me out? And I said, well, I'd like to pay you for it because I believe everybody should be paid for their work. And so she said, you tip me based off of how well you like my deck. And I said, okay. And so I really do like this deck. I will link the link to her Etsy shop, and you can get this deck in the description box below. And if you've noticed that there's a blank spot that says, hey, this is where you can get the deck, and this is the deck I use. I wait all day for the energy to come to me on which deck I'm using. So that's why you only see them after the live stream's over, because literally, and Fluff sees it every time I go to my wall, and I'm like, I haven't done a review on that one yet. I've done this one. And so that's what happens. Alrighty. Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Okay, we have the Three of Wands in the reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse, and the 10 of Wands in the upright as the bottom of the deck energy. So struggle. Aries, 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 what's the struggle? There's an Aries out there that likely just lost their job. They're not seeing great. This is a very, very heavy reading, another one of those. Where Aries, you're feeling like, I can't see into the future. I have nothing to gain from this. You're just not doing so hot right now. See? And if you looked at all these, and yes, we are going to be redoing the studio yet again. And we will have a new camera that's coming in that my Fluff got for me for Valentine's Day. And our 1 year, it's a combined thing. It was one that I wanted, and he found a way to get it. And so he's getting it for me, and it's coming in. And then we're going to change the way you look at the channel. So we'll leave that for the next coming weeks. Next week you'll see it set up a little differently. By the third week, by the week after, you'll see the full effect of everything that we've been pulling together to make the quality of videos better for you both on my channel and his. Back to Aries. So Aries, when I say it's King of Pentacles, remember that's all your money and tangible assets. This could be somebody who's also, this could also be a gentleman. I say gentleman, but we all know there's no gender in the tarot, so this is just somebody with very masculine energy, the breadwinner of a household or anything like that. You could have separated from your family. You could be in separation from your wife, living on your own, just not, things aren't going so well. Just things are not going well and you're struggling really, really hard. All right, so let's get some advice going forward for this. Right off the bat, you have the Magician card. So it's telling you what I just said in the very beginning. You are in control of your happiness. You are in control of what you need to be doing. Everything's, and you have the Ten of Cups right there. So right now, this is like a slingshot moment where you're being pulled back from something in order to go forward harder. So you got the Hangman in the reverse is the bottom of the deck energy. So instead of sitting there on your ass and kind of going, what do I do? What do I do? You need to go forward. You need to start implementing things, go into motion. You got the Magician card right there in the upright. You've got the Ten of Cups, which is ultimate happiness. You do have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So, like I said, this could be a separation moment. This could be where you need to detach yourself from external emotions or gain your composure. You need to pull yourself together because right now maybe you're kind of just all over the place. Maybe you need to stop giving your emotions towards the opposite sex, that other person, your partner, whatever the case may be, and start concentrating on the things that truly make you happy. What are you in control of? What can you do about things? Don't sit there and go, well, I can't control this. No, you can't. So that's like trying to steer a boat through a storm with no sails. Okay? You're at the mercy of what's going on. So in this moment, you need to figure out what you can control in that situation to make the best outcome. And that's how you're going to retrieve your happiness. But you need to move your ass. All right, Aries, moving along to our wonderful Taurus gang. I know that was short, simple, and sweet, but so that message was pretty specific. It wasn't very general, so somebody's going through something. Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. So for my wonderful Taurus gang, you have the Three of Wands in the upright. You also have the Seven of Swords in the upright and the Queen of Swords. So looking into the future, you're kind of trying to figure out, you know what, I might have to be kind of dirty about stuff to get to where I need to be in this world. This might be a situation of where, you know what, I need to take charge and own my shit. We're kind of doing a little tarot after dark here where we just, lay it all out, all right? So you're in a position of where, you know what, I need to take control of my shit. I need to handle what needs to be handled and whatever way it needs to be handled in. So sometimes that's, basically just being a shiesty person. Sometimes other people might see it as that. Sometimes it's you being like, you know what, no, I need to take care of me. So to come out of the horrible situation and where you feel limited and trapped, you know what, you need to own up to stuff and just get into your bad bitch mode and sit there and be like, you know what, I'm not going to get emotionally, I'm not going to let emotions control me. I'm not going to act out of character. I'm not going to do things that are unjustly or anything like that, but I am going to stop letting people walk all over me. And if that means kicking people out of my life, if that means taking my power back, then that's what you need to be doing right now, Taurus. Stop letting people walk all over you because it's putting you in a bad situation. And I know looking at right now, you're looking into the future going, you know what, I know what I need to get done, and you're probably in the position to do it. But Taurus, let's get some advice moving forward and see what's going to happen here. That's a little too many cards. It was kind of slid out of my hand there. But let's see what these two are. So right now, job-wise, or getting the work done is a little bit of a pain in the ass, and I get it, Taurus. You know, yeah, we might know what we need to be doing, but it's like time, resources, effort, right, in order to get it done. So you got the Two of Wands in reverse. You got some roadblocks, but you know what? You're working hard. You need to sit there and be like, you know what? This is what I can control, and I need to be putting the work out there, and I need to be proud of what I am doing. You may not always have all the money you want, but you need to concentrate on having what you need, okay? So that's where you need to stick your mind to. It's like, I may not have everything, and rebuilding yourself, doing what you need to do. Sometimes that means literally like letting go of the fantasy and really planning yourself into reality, and that's what you need to be doing, okay? Short, simple, and sweet tonight, Taurus. But you know what? To the Taurus out there that needs it, I'm pretty sure that message came through loud and clear. Moving right along to our wonderful Gemini. The new deck, so it's very slick. It's kind of hard to, it fans really well, let's put it that way. Most of the time I complain about sticky decks, but this one is it's no sticky. It's very like slippery almost. Alrighty. Okay, messages for Gemini. Gemini, you got the Temperance card in the upright, the Lovers in the upright, and you also have the Magician in the reverse. Bottom of the deck energy, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is your reminiscent energy, thinking about good times of the past. As you see it, it's got two little kids. Bob. I dropped my card. You come to Keto. I dropped my card. Slave, pick it up. Anyway, but as you see, we have the two little kids right here, and they're playing around in their well, there's a house, so it could be backyard, it could be anything. And they're kind of just sitting there in this very youthful, past-driven emotional energy. Cups being emotions. So, Temperance to the Lovers, to the Magician in reverse. You need to learn patience, okay? So, Temperance, she's all about learning patience, and she will definitely teach you patience, okay? So, right here, she's creating that balance. That's why she's got the two, he, she, they, them, whatever you want to call it. It's a cute little angel. And she's pouring the cups, balancing everything out, teaching you patience, balance, measures of duality that actually work for a cohesion that benefits you. The Lover's card, that's all about passion. That's all about, we are on Gemini. That's all about, and this is your card. So this could be an internal struggle with you to learn balance and not be doing things in the shady way, okay? Magician in reverse is a person who has a lot of control, knows how to empower themselves and get things done, but does it in a way that isn't always the best way. This could be kind of narcissistic energy of like, I'm going to get it at any cost. This could be, in the realm of like good magic or bad magic, black or white. This is more of your black and bad, It's somebody who's like, I'm going to do it at any cost. I'll ruin your life in order to get what I want. That type of energy, okay? So you need to balance yourself out. You need to balance all those things that you're passionate about out, relationships, friendships, anything like that. You need to balance out the way, even the way you spend money, even the way you live your life. This is you've got 3 major arcana cards right here. So Gemini, who this applies to, you've got some concrete, this isn't not gonna happen, this is definitely going to happen energy. Major arcanas are usually like our chapters, are things more written in stone. Minor arcanas are one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, well, this is subjective. These are typically not subjective energies. So, heavy lesson, hard lesson, could be something you're also going to, but you need to be more of a, you need to be more of a real person and not living in the clouds. You need to balance yourself, and you might be learning that lesson right now and really not liking it. So let's get some advice moving forward on this. Bottom of the deck energy is the 6 of Swords. Always wanting to give up because times get tough, right? You got 5 of Cups, which is that wonderful card that reminds us, we oftentimes concentrate on the mess instead of the possibilities. Then you got Page of Cups in reverse and 2 of Wands in reverse. This is somebody who's like, when the world puts you in alignment for ascension, for anything, to have a, moment where you're like, yeah, everything bad that has happened is going to take you into that glorious moment. You're more fixated on but all this bad stuff has to happen and I don't want to deal with it, and this is what I'm seeing right here, and you'd rather just walk away than learn the lesson. But guess what? The universe won't let you do that. It could possibly give you a break as you're wandering off into, whatever you're doing. I'm going to go get drunk. I'm going to walk away from my responsibilities. I'm going to do whatever the heck I want to do. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that for about, however long the universe is going to allow you. And guess what? That lesson's going to pop right back around. So if you're not one of those that can balance out your life, guess what? You're going to have a long stream of bad things happening to you. When you vibrate low vibrational things come your way. So, yeah, I see this Gemini wanting to give up, not really caring about the lesson of the future, but more of what I have to deal with in the right now to get there, and you're being very selfish about it, and that's unfortunate. When you're ready to grow up and act like a big boy or big girl, come back around and see if something comes up for you that actually benefits you instead of you wanting the simple, easy solution, Gemini. All right, moving ourselves right along to Cancer. Every so often I do a take no shit reading where if I see it as bad or pity party energy, I'm going to call it out like that. And that's kind of what I saw that one as being, Gemini. Was like, I don't want to go to school in order to learn. I just want to get a degree. Okay, well, what are you going to do with a degree without any knowledge? You're going to hang something up on the wall and pretend, So, yeah. Then you're going to go get that awesome job and not know how to do it, right? All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for our wonderful Cancerian gang today. What do you got going on for the week, Cancer? Stubborn energy. We have no cards for you. All right, there's one. Let's see. One more card for Cancer for the week. Come on. There we go. Alright, we're not celebrating too much this week, Cancer, are we? We're actually walking away from something, though. I'm not getting a negative vibe from this, though, Cancer, so you also have the 6 of Swords, but you also have the Ace of Cups in the reverse, and you have the Fool card. So you might be turning down an opportunity, you might be walking away from a relationship, something that was presented to you, and you're just like, you know what, I don't want the restraints right now. You have 3 of Cups in the reverse as the underlying energy. And I will tell you, like, right now, I don't think, for this particular Cancer, I don't see it as, like, you wanting to get involved right now. I think you want to concentrate on yourselves and manifesting the better things for you. You might have goals right now, and you're like, this might be an amazing relationship. This might be a amazing opportunity, and you're like, you know what? I need to do me for a while. I need to learn new things. I need to be more responsible. I need to, or maybe not even be more responsible. I need to just do me. This is the Fool card. It's like, for the first time, I just want to be without those restraints, or without that need to, be attached to somebody, something. You just want to be a solo person doing your own thing. That's really what I'm getting from that. And you're not saying no to this because you're like, I want to explore other things or other people or other situations. That's not the case. That's why you have that Three of Cups right there. It is mostly because you're like, yeah, I want to be me. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay? Because right now being you is probably a really good thing. But let us go ahead and get you some advice moving forward in this situation. So, for your advice, you have bottom of the deck energy, Two of Pentacles, balancing out your earthly possessions, balancing out, just creating a balance with everything in your day-to-day life. You have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and these two popped out together, so we'll take them, King of Wands, and the Sun card in reverse. So right now, I think the energy I'm getting from this is just really clearing up the past. You're like, you know what? I want to clean up all my loose ends. I want to clear up this dead space. I want to clear up old things that I've neglected. That's why you have these cards that are kind of, if you look at it on the table, they're going in the backwards direction. The horses are facing backwards. They're not going forward into the future. So it's really with the momentum and strength, and you're giving it your all to clear up everything in the past. There's nothing wrong with that. Very few people want to go backwards, do the shadow work, do all the things that you need to do in order to clear up past and residual energy. And you know what? You're doing it in a way to better you. You got this King of Wands energy. You're like, you know what? I can't carry all these bricks and heavy things from the past. I need to clear that up. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on the things that I was obligated towards, maybe the things that you never finished. Maybe you said you were going to go back to school and you never did. Maybe you're like, my goals are to complete the things that I just never completed. And so you might not be looking for those bright new beginnings because you're like, I have so many things that I had left open from the past, and I need to close up those boxes and ship them off. Okay? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, Cancer. This was a beautiful reading, and the Cancers that this applies to, I cannot praise you enough for you wanting to do that for yourself. That is amazing. Moving along to Leos. Get these cards all full of Leo energy. And somebody asked me not that long ago, and I'll share it with all of you, how do I cleanse my decks in between readings? And I do. I actually clean up my decks in between all readings. But one of the ways I charge my decks is I use, everybody calls this selenite. This is actually not selenite. This is satin spar. Satin spar is that milky looking stuff, kind of cat eye-ish looking when you have it in, I have a bar of it over there that has the cat eye effect on it. But these do clean really, really well. Have your deck right there, sit it on the top, sit it on the bottom. I put it on the top to kind of keep my deck from blowing away with the fan and stuff like that. But I also smoke clean it, various herbs, things like that, or salt, fire salt clean it. I also charge it under the full and new moon if I think that I need to do so. But yeah, that's how I cleanse my decks. And I do cleanse them, get rid of all that old energy, and make sure that they're in proper alignment for the readings coming up that I'm going to be doing. Because I can kind of tell when a deck starts getting sticky, not physically, but mentally or, you know, spiritually. And it's just putting out the same type of negative reading or deep reading or anything like that. And I'm like, you know what? My deck is in a funk and it needs to take a break, but that's also why I have so many decks. If I can tell that one deck's being kind of I go and get another one. And that I've cleaned and worked with, and I kind of know how it works and the type of messages that I get from it, things like that. Alrighty. So Leo, for you, I have bottom of the deck energy is the Temperance card. It's coming up a bit for everybody. Temperance, balance. You're going to be getting balance out of this no matter what you do. You're going, or you need to be gaining balance out of this no matter what you do. Patience, you know, understanding, realigning, that type of energy. Not really wanting to make decisions right now. You got something going on with the Hierophant in reverse. Most of the time when I see these two cards together, Two of Swords, where this is a very guarded energy normally. Like I said, these cards are slippery. Very guarded energy, and see how he's got his arms crossed, he's blindfolded. This is somebody who is trying to make a decision based off of simple thought. That's all they're making the decision out of. In the reverse, pardon me, they're still trying to make the decision, but they want to do it less blinded. And with the Hierophant in reverse, that's your spiritual guidance. The Hierophant is your higher authority. Sometimes this can mean divorces. This can mean separating yourself from somebody you had a very spiritual or mutual bond with, that type of thing. And that's what I see coming from here is you could be dealing with segregating ties from someone or something, because you also have the Seven of Cups right here, which is choices. You have some choices coming up. And you need to make choices, or you need to realign yourself in properness for what is good for you. And that's what I'm seeing here. This could be a relation, like I said, it could be a relationship that you're needing to make a decision about, and you need to make a choice that's good for you. And you're trying to figure out what that, situation is, what that choice is. But let's go ahead and get you some clarity on that and see where that's going or coming from. Alright, so give this a little shuffle. My tiny little hands that don't shuffle all that great with larger decks. I gotta do a video on shuffling soon, because I have a few techniques of how I shuffle. And somebody had asked me about that. This is my typical way of doing it, but okay, so advice for Cancer, advice for Cancer. Let's get you some advice. Okay. Lots of threes. Alright, I got 3 of Pentacles. I got 4 of Pentacles, I'm sorry. So it's not a lot of 3. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Going backwards here. There was just way too much chaos in this situation that you were in. You tried working things out. You tried creating that balance and cohesion and stuff like that. But were you creating the right balance? Because you do have the Temperance card from your initial 3, and right here I've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and it's just one of those things where you've got the Queen of Swords in reverse here too. So there's a lot of heavy earth energy here, and what I'm seeing from this is I'm almost like tongue-tied at it for a minute here, because there's so much like heavy down to earth energy of somebody who's just really, really tried. They have really, really tried. They've done a lot of hard work, like physical hard work, to make something work that it's just not. And you have to make some choices, and these choices are very hard and heavy for you right now. And the advice moving forward is literally to continue working hard, but take no shit. You know, if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. And I don't blame the cards for the advice that it gives you. If, you know, sometimes we want something to work so bad that we forget what our own goals were, what we were, like, ultimately what we were trying to do. Like, some people want to have, like, you ever heard that expression, happy wife, happy life? Get rid of that. Okay? Happy spouse, happy house. You both have to make each other happy. And when I say you have to make each other happy, you have to make yourself happy. You can't make anybody happy at all, ever. You're not in that place, and you don't have that ability, you're not God, to make anybody anything. That is their own personal decision. They are the ones in charge of the way they manifest their emotions and what they allow in to cause havoc in their emotional process, in their emotional space, or in their behavioral process. So for you to sit there and be like, I need to make this person happy, and you know, you could wipe somebody's ass for them every day, and that's not going to make them happy. They need to be wiping their own ass. Like, you know, if I do this enough, they're going to love. No. If they love themselves, they won't need you to do that. They wouldn't want you to do that. So stop giving yourself to people that vibrate so low that they would accept somebody doing something like wiping their ass. Okay? And yeah, no. You need to look at them and go, you need to figure out how to wipe your ass. You need me to suggest some stuff to you? Would that help? But I'm not going to do it for you, because that's something that you shouldn't be asking anybody to do. Mentally, emotionally, or physically. So, yeah. Who are we? We're on Leo? Yeah, okay, Leo. For one, Leo, you never have... Oh, Leos never let people get the better of them. What is this shit here? Like, what Leo needed to be smacked around in this reading? Because that's what I saw right there. Alright, you know, I mean, not smacked around literally, but, you know, smacked around in the sense of, like, wake up, Leo. Wake up, Leo, to people that would take advantage of you because you are an amazing person, or you're doing so much for somebody, you know, or something. You know, this, you know, it could be your job, it could be anything, you know, just the way that you put yourself out there for other people, and you're not putting yourself, you're really, like, taking out of your own, you're taking off your plate to feed someone else, and you're starving, and a starving Leo is never a good thing. So, moving along to the Virgos in our world today. So, what messages have we got going on for our wonderful Virgos this week? Alright, Virgo, let's see what we got this week. Messages for Virgo. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. There's a couple of Aquariuses out there that I know some Virgos deal with on a daily basis. Aquarian energy, bottom of the deck. And if you're an Aquarius by the name of Batrican, I dedicate this entire reading to you. Because you could be that Page of Wand in reverse, or you could be that King of Wand. And yeah, he is a king. I know a Batrican that's a King of Wand in reverse. Because he thinks he's a Wheel of Fortune all the time. Anyway, back to the real reading. So Page of Wands in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, people not putting their best effort forward and leaning on the almighty wish factor. The only wish factor anybody should rely on is, I wish it would bring me some bullshit like this. That's what this is somebody, cycles, you know, Wheel of Fortune right here. So Virgo, if you're having some setbacks with people right now, people not putting in their effort towards something, just know that this isn't it's not an example of you, okay? This is not an example of the way you produce in the world. Sometimes you just have people that, like I said, they vibrate low. They sit there and they're like, no, but I need you to do this for me. You need to figure out who in your life is taking advantage of you, Virgo, okay? That's a big one. So you need to figure out who it is that isn't putting in their weight, you know? And sometimes we want people to do so well, and we want them to exceed in the world so much that are willing to do anything for them. And unfortunately, sometimes we are enabling. And if there's people like that in your world, Virgo, you need to figure out who it is, and you can't change the world for everybody, okay? You just can't. As much as you want that, you can't. You can't. You have to. And sometimes this is our, you know, best friends, our spouses, lovers, children, anything like that. Sometimes we have to tell them, hey, I understand you got a problem, and I very much empathize with this problem. I understand it. You know, yes, your emotions are very, very valid, and, you know, you do need some help. But how can I help you help yourself? Because we're taking our own energy and giving it to people that don't respect it sometimes, and they take it because they know it's available to them. And what we create in that is cycles. Okay, it's not a direct result of you, but it is definitely something that you need to figure out within yourself. Because remember, Virgo, you've been having a lot of lessons this year, a lot of lessons to pull you forward, and literally the universe is going to pull you. It's going to pull you kicking and screaming, and you're not going to like it. There's going to be moments where you're like, no, but this is, and the universe is like, no, this is not how things are. This is not how you are. This is not the way it is. You are going to learn, and you are going to ascend, and I'm going to take you on that journey kicking and screaming. And sometimes it hurts. And sometimes we want things the way we want them because we see the picture in our head and we see it being a specific way. And the universe is like, yes, I understand that, but you're not going to get it that way. You have some lessons to learn. If you didn't clear up those back ends, they are going to come forward, especially since we're still in Mercury retrograde. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. It's now in Aquarius. Wait, no, it's in Capricorn. It came out of Aquarius, now Capricorn. So now it's going to kick you in the ass in all your finances and relationships and all those things. So remember, the universe hears your prayers, hears your wants, but the universe is finicky like that. It's kind of fickle. It'll sit there and go, oh, you want amazing things? Are you sure? Everybody wants to be a millionaire until they realize what it takes to be a millionaire. So I gotta get up at 5 a.m. every day. I gotta do this. Some Virgos, you can get up at 4 a.m. You don't care. But when I'm just speaking to the general audience, but if somebody tells you, like, you know, you gotta do this, you gotta make sure you get your hair cut every week, you gotta make, that's a lot of why would I need to do all that? Because that's what it takes to be a millionaire, you know. Or it takes this, it takes that, you know, you need to go to these meetings, you need to be around these people, you need to drop this habit, you need to drop all that, and what? But those are things I enjoy, those things. Okay, well, that's why you're not a millionaire. Okay, this is a very jaded example, okay? But when we find out that that's what it takes, sometimes we're like, maybe I don't want to be a millionaire. Okay, you don't, because if you were doing things like that that pushed you forward into those huge goals, you might not know what to do with them yet. So you got to go in the process of what it's going to take to get you there. And the universe knows the speed of your treadmill. Okay? Sometimes it turns it up, sometimes it turns up the resistance, you go uphill a little bit, but the universe always knows the speed of your treadmill. And it doesn't turn it up, it's not going to blow you into the wall. Okay? I know we've all seen the TikTok videos where somebody was like, and blew their friend into the wall. I used to love watching those. Beavis and Butthead did a wonderful show with it. But, yeah, so that's what I'm seeing from this Virgo. Okay? Sometimes it can be a fun ride. Sometimes you're going up the roller coaster and the down part's great. Sometimes the down part is not great if you don't like roller coasters. But it is the way it needs to be sometimes. Alrighty? So, Libra. Moving along to our wonderful Libras. And I still gotta go out filming tonight. Libra. Deck over here talking shit, throwing cards around. Libra. Alright. The Chariot in reverse, Hangman in the upright, and the Ten of Pentacles. Alrighty, alrighty. So the universe threw you a curveball. Kind of stopped you in your path, right? You know, you have the Chariot card in the reverse. So maybe it's not so much the going forward, but actually starting to map out your path is something you need to pay attention to. You got the Hangman in the upright. So slow the heck down. Enjoy what you have right now, Libra. I mean, you got, you know, this is happy home right here to me. Ten of Pentacles, this is like, you know, you have everything you need for the ultimate happiness. You know, bills are paid, goals are met, that type of energy. You are no longer in that struggle. So quit trying to push forward for something that you already have. That's what I'm definitely getting from this. Like, And it's really trying to teach you that right now, you know. Maybe those opportunities aren't coming up that you're wanting. Maybe things are starting to slow down, you know, business-wise or anything like that. And, you know, that's the universe's way of saying, hey, stop and smell the roses sometimes. Even if you're like, no, but I need to do more. I need to be doing this. And no, maybe it's telling you, no, you don't. You don't need to be doing that. Okay. So let's get some advice moving forward. Alrighty. Okay, so you know, you're coming out of episodes of, you know, anxiety with this situation. You're like, you're scared because of past, you know, you're scared because of the way things happened in the past. You do, underlying energy is that Three of Swords right there, which is like all that heartbreak, and you've had bad shit happen to you in the past. So that's why you're like, if things aren't booming forward, you're very lost. You're very like, yeah, I have to have those opportunities. You've got the Page of Cups right here. Even if they're little opportunities, you still have to have them. But, you know, I know you've gone through episodes of anxiety and depression and things like that. You no longer have to live in that light, okay? Stop doing it. You know, it's in the reverse. Come on now. You don't have to sit there and be like, if I'm not making this much money, I'm a horrible loser. I'm not going to be able to, you know, break bread and things like that. You absolutely will. Just balance your stuff out a little bit better. But right now, it's, you know, it's not even so much that, because you have everything. You have everything you need. You know, stop looking for little minuscule things. Start looking at the bigger picture, investments, things like that. You need to take those breaks right now. You need to really start looking at what is the possibilities for you in the long range. Stop looking for short-term incomes. You know, those aren't serving you right now. They're not serving you what you need. You need to start looking at the bigger pictures. Alrighty. Moving along to our wonderful Scorpios. Scorpios. You ever date somebody that has done you so wrong you hate that whole astrological sign sometimes? You're willing to throw a whole astrological sign out the door because you dated the wrong one? That's how I feel about some Scorpios sometimes. I like Scorpios as women because I think that they are strong and courageous. Some Scorpio men. I'm just kidding. I love Scorpios. I'm just teasing. Well, Scorpios can be. Let's just say. But you know what? If we didn't have them, the world wouldn't spin on the right axis. And I'll tell you that right now. Because they're the type of energy that'll be like, excuse me, the world's not spinning right. Alrighty. Messages for Scorpio for this week. Let's see what we got going on for our wonderful spiky-tailed friends with lobster claws. Okay, we're finally getting over the heartache of the world, alright? You know, you also had the Three of Swords in the reverse. You have the Fool card in the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. So, right now you're getting in better alignment. You're figuring out, this could also be a Scorpio that's heading into marriage. That's mending from a bad marriage. That could be a Scorpio that's like, you know what, my life is... This is a specific Scorpio. This is a Scorpio that's like, you know what, I'm not going to let the past bother me. I'm not going to let every little fight detour me. I'm not going to let... The Scorpio is a strong energy right there. Some Scorpio is a strong energy. They always are. But this one is like, you know what? I love my life. I love my marriage. I love the things that I'm bound to. You know, they're understanding where they wronged. They're understanding how to come and do the right thing. And the Scorpio this week, you're concentrating on everything pretty much Libra did. But basically, you know, you're sitting there going, I have everything I need. And it's always been there. So this Scorpio is having that moment of realization where they, you know what, I'm you know, they're becoming more joyous about the stuff that maybe at one point was more of a struggle. But let's see. Let's get the advice going forward. Let us see. Let's see what's going forward for our wonderful Scorpios. Scorpio out there that's getting comfortable with the idea of marriage finally. Alright. To the female Scorpio out there, be careful, girl. The Empress can sometimes mean pregnancy. But to the Scorpio woman that's wanting that, okay. And you know what? You wouldn't be really sad about it, Miss Scorpio, if it did happen. Because you know what? You got the Death card in reverse, so when I see that with and it was right underneath and I saw it, so that's what this is, your energy, Scorpio. So when I see these two together for women that can conceive and stuff like that, what I see that as is, you know what, these new beginnings, so this is new beginnings, this is not new beginnings. Sometimes it's the energy of resistance and you having apprehension not feeling in your element, but sometimes that's necessary in order to create change. Okay? Anyway, back to where we were. The Hangman, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Alright, so this Scorpio kind of realized how they needed to... They weren't always... Being in control or in charge is something a Scorpio loves to have. They love to have that ability to control the way the wind blows. And now they're kind of like, you know what, I'm not always in control of that and I'm okay with it this week. They understand where their hard work needs to be. And they understand when they need to just sit back and watch and observe. And realize that they have everything that they need. And realize that where their partners were coming from, family members, friends, where this energy of people that love and support you, where it was coming from. And it wasn't to persuade you in one direction or the other. It's never to stress you out. It is never to persuade you one way or the other. It's literally all coming from a place of people that love and care for you and wanting what's best for you. So that's what I'm seeing from this, is like your hard work is always appreciated. It's appreciated more than you know, Scorpio. But there's times when you feel like I'm working so hard and I'm doing so much. I'm trying. I get a lot of that trying energy. That am I doing what everybody who loves and cares about me expects of me? And the truth is, yes, you are. Yes, you are. It may not always come across as that. It may not convey as that in your mind. And sometimes because we can have, you know, especially when Scorpio's parents get in the mix, they can sit there and be like, you know, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. And sometimes a Scorpio will sit there and go, they will block that real fast. Because we know that the parents know when our kids are hard-headed, and we know sometimes the way we need to convey things to them isn't always the nicest way. And we also know that you're all going to take it wrong and stuff like that. I don't have a Scorpio child, but I was married to one. I watched my mother-in-law struggle. But, yeah, so that's what I'm seeing from this, Scorpio. I am definitely seeing that, you know, you're starting to understand the way things come in. You're starting to understand what the universe was trying to tell you all along. But you got in yourself. You were inside of your own thoughts and emotions, and you put up these guards all the time. And now you're finally starting to see. But also, like, you know, that happens a lot during holidays. Scorpios will put up guards during holidays because they like things a certain way. They want to feel certain things at the holidays. They want to be able to provide certain ways at the holidays, because it's like, if it's not like this, then it's not good enough. If it's not this way, it's not happy, you know. But sometimes we have to just let the reins go and let the universe, you know, take the wheel. And you're starting to kind of let it happen like that. You know, you're wanting to be around people a lot more. You're wanting these situations that you thought were silly before. You're wanting those in your reality now, because you understand the placement for them. All right, Scorpio. I dropped the card. Hey, I dropped the card. Can you come get this card? I dropped the card. Slave boy! Alrighty, Sagittarius. My wonderful moderators know which sign is coming up, so they know it before I announce it. Saggy. Alright, Saggy, let's see what's going on for you this week. Lord, what was that all about, Saggy? Okay, Sagittarius, we have the Five of Swords in the upright, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, we have the Seven of Wands in the upright and the Page of Wands in the upright as your underlying energy. What I am getting from this is, you know, this is something where you're like, you're ready to give effort, but the effort that I'm seeing right here, it's either from you or somebody else. The effort that's being presented in the situation involving you, Sagittarius, is it's more of that flashy, like, I'm doing this because it looks good, with this Page of Wands energy right here. I'm only doing this to save face. It's not real, you know. It's very shallow, if anything. So, you know, the victories that you're winning, I mean, consider who you're battling against, Saggy. I mean, this isn't advancing you. So if this is to do with like the workplace and you're willing to cut people's throats in order to get an advancement or something, or you're willing to throw shade at somebody for the sake of your own betterment, you know, that's kind of a shitty thing to do. So, love you, Amy. Good night. That's kind of that's a shitty mentality, Saggy. What? I mean, no wonder you're always in defensive mode. I mean, if you're being you know, or whoever it is, this doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody you're dealing with. But, like I said, when we hang out or we associate with people like this, it's always a direct result of what we're putting out into our world. But this struggle is one that's like, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't care. Alright, let's get some advice moving forward. The Wheel of Fortune, you got the Four of Wands, and the Death card in the upright. So, you know what? Yeah, if somebody's being shady, nasty towards you, don't worry about it. Karma's gonna come back around for them anyway. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would worry about what makes you happy and what makes you go forward in your best light. Okay? Because all that nasty stuff from the past, that's going to be in its own that, you know? It'll go to its own corner soon enough as it is. You know, don't be resistant to the change, though, as heartbreaking as it may feel sometimes. Dealing with that past energy of yourself, you know, past heartbreaks and stuff like that to set you free so you can actually be in a good space and enjoying your future endeavors. That's what it's all about. Okay, Sanji? Like, don't be a nasty person. Don't be a shady, horrible person in order to get what you want or need, you know, because small victories for cutting a peasant's throat isn't exactly what ascends you in any glory. You know, when you go to war, you don't sit there and be like, yeah, but I tackled this small section, when it's like, no, the war was a lot huger. You need to settle down, Saggy. Just settle down, okay? All right. And that's what I'm seeing right here is, you know, if this is an internal battle, which I'm getting for somebody that it might be, where it's like everything that you're doing is out of a triggered response from past heartbreak, past negative energy, you know, you're basically bleeding on somebody that didn't cut you. Okay? So don't do that either. You know, don't do that either. Happiness is there. You know, you have a lot of things to be happy about, or that happiness is coming forward. You know, you need to concentrate on the things, or the reason that you decided to be happy initially. You know, when we come into relationships, we make a decision to be happy. That's why we get married. That's why we accept love offers. You know, we make a decision that this is going to help us be happy. or add to our happiness. So you need to concentrate on that. Concentrate on what made you make those decisions to begin with. And stop looking at all these internal struggles that you have and pouring them out on other people, because that just doesn't really work, Saggy. You need to realize what it is about you first, alright? So, moving right along to Capricorn. Bring some energy up here. Alrighty. Messages for Capricorn. Okay. Messages for this week for Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. So you have the Six of Cups in the reverse. So you're not fixating on this past energy anymore. It's not doing anything for you. You know, King of Wands, you got that King of Wands energy right there. You have Five of Cups in the reverse, and you have King of Cups in the reverse. So right now, there's a Capricorn out there that's being very superficial, okay? You're ignoring feelings in order to make yourself feel better, or look better. You're putting up the front. You're being pretty superficial. Yeah, you're not paying attention to the spilled milk, but you may not even be looking at the opportunities that are being presented to you either. There's a possibility that you are, though. You're just kind of like, I'm over the past, I'm over all this other stuff. Sometimes we have to pay attention to what the past was trying to teach us. So if we forget about it, guess what we're doomed to do? Repeat it. So right now, that's what you're kind of being. You're like, nope, everything's fine, everything's great, I look great, I'm awesome. And we're in this funk of like, you know, yeah, it looks great and awesome as long as you're not dealing with the emotions and all the yucky stuff, right? The stuff that actually makes us grow right now. Take your moment where you're like, I don't want to deal with my emotions right now. Everybody needs that, okay? There comes moments where just the emotions are too heavy. They're too much. They're keeping us down instead of letting us, you know, kind of glow up, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. Just don't forget that you need to deal with it, you know, in proper time, right? Don't just let it go out the wayside. You still got to deal with it. You know, walking away from, you know, I don't like, you know, past emotions. I don't want to think about it. Yeah, I know we don't want to think about it. If you need 1 or 2 days, great, but don't take 1 or 2 years, because guess what? You start repeating the past because you didn't deal with the energy. You didn't deal with the situations. You didn't deal with the way that you handled them. So, Capricorn, that sometimes Capricorns can do that really, really well. They would rather, you know, just walk forward loud and proud and tell everybody it's great. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. I know. I'm very guilty of that. As I'll tell you, you know, anytime I've had really bad stuff happen, I go to work the next day. You know, I handle it, or I might take 1 day off when somebody would take a week, you know, because that's just how I've always kind of dealt with it. But does it mean that, you know, I don't need to take that moment off to process my emotions, process what I need to go through in order to deal with it, so I'm not continuously processing these emotions? Yeah, I do. And I've learned that in the last few years. So advice moving forward for our wonderful Capricorns. You got that Queen of Wands energy too right here. If you're dealing with the past person, oh, it's Mercury retrograde too. in Capricorn. Ooh. The reason I say this, Capricorn, is because you've got the King of Wands and you've got the Queen of Wands. So King of Wands was on the first three. You got Queen of Wands right here. You got Eight of Wands. And then you've got the Hierophant in the reverse. Underlying energy is the Fool card. So kind of going through this as a come what may situation. If it comes, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't type of thing. But when I say it, is because this could be very much a past person with the Hierophant in the reverse, and this being the card of communication. So don't be surprised if somebody from the past, boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-spouse, things like that, decide they want to talk because they need to clear some stuff up off their mind. Or maybe this is you wanting to talk to somebody from the past, but Capricorns are really stubborn. So most of the time it's like, I will do it if that other party comes forward. You're one of those people that is like, Capricorns are definitely a sign that's like, I'm not going to make that move, but if they come forward, I won't turn it down. That type of thing. I mean, if it somehow is going to provide you closure, great, but it's Mercury retrograde, and I can almost promise you that what's going to come across isn't going to be proper communication. Okay, somehow. This might not be the appropriate time for said communication, or this could literally mean you need to have a conversation with yourself about your past people and emotions. That could be that too. Or maybe you're lying to yourself about the way a past relationship was, how it made you feel, and what you've learned from it. There, the communication could also, it doesn't literally need to mean between two people. It could also mean the conversation you have with yourself, with your inner dialogue, in other words. So Capricorn, if physical communication does come through, more often than not, that's what that Eight of Wands does signify. Just maybe make the decision to have that conversation be very light, simple, and to the point. If it's an internal conversation, you need to kind of lay it all out. Maybe go pen to paper on that one and doing columns, and so you can physically see where you've gone, where you were going, where you've come from, where you're going, and what it's done for you. How you might need to see the roadmap of your own success. Okay? So Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius for the week of January 24th through the 30th, because guess what? It's already the end of the dang month. Like, wasn't it just Christmas yesterday or something? Like, what happened? Alrighty, so Aquarius, let's get some messages for a wonderful Aquarian game for this week. There we go. Knight of Swords is your underlying energy, so going forward, moving forward from something. You got the Lovers in the reverse, you got Three of Wands in the reverse, and you also have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So lots of stuck energy and the need and want to move forward in this. Okay, so you're having trouble getting over what happened in the past. Basically, you're not going forward. This whatever situation was because it wasn't fair. No equal give and take. It wasn't fair. You're still not getting over it. Or maybe this is a situation coming towards you where somebody's like, they're not getting over it because it didn't manifest or happen the way they needed it to, or you guys had a blow up and nobody got the closure. That type of thing. This could also mean for a specific Aquarius, you're not living in your best light, you're not balancing out your passions, you're not really looking yourself forward into the future, or you're looking at the areas where just the energy is stuck. You're hitting that stuck, plateaued energy, and you're dying to move forward, but you're not doing the work of balancing things out in order to move forward. So let's get us some advice moving forward for our wonderful Aquarius. Alrighty. Yeah, heartbreak. Heartbreak. But you know, trying to be grounded and you're trying to figure out, you're trying to be sensible in this. You're trying to figure out what happened, you know, where the lies are and things like that. And you're just coming up with more and more reasons to stay stuck in this energy and stuck in the emotional heartache. You know what? Moving on is what's best for you right now. Just letting it, you know, I don't advocate for not handling things, but right now staying stuck in this energy is not going to allow you to handle it. It's going to actually just hold you like an anchor to a really bad situation and a really bad focal point in your life. So what you need to do, the advice moving forward, is to do just that, move forward. You know, it's painful, and I know you want to get yourself emotional gratification by knowing what happened, finding the answers and things like that. But sometimes it's not going to happen in the timing that you want, Aquarius, and the universe seldomly does happen in the time frame that we want it in, unless we're working towards that. But it's, you know, you'll figure out truth from lies. Don't think you won't. Lies always come out. You know, whether or not they even have any emotional weight to you later when you do find out is subjective. But yeah, there's times where you want something so bad and you actually halt it from coming forward because you want it so bad. You're romanticizing it so much that it actually literally can't make that breakthrough. So, moving along to our last and amazing sign, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Poor Pisces. Being the end of the Zodiac, doing with every emotion and situation of the previous signs. The wonderful Pisces, yes, we call them emotional creatures. But wouldn't you be if you had to deal with everybody else's stuff in front of you? It's like being the last born child. You know? So, this deck, I love it. I love this. It is so slick that it's almost hard to hold sometimes. I guess I shouldn't be complaining because I hate sticky decks. I hate them more than the slick decks. But right now I'm like building up a callus. Because as some of you know, I stopped doing readings for a while. Just because I needed to focus on me for a little bit after like my divorce was final. I stopped kind of doing readings for a little bit, got with fluff and things like that, and wanted to just focus my energy on me, and so I lost my calluses that I normally would have from shuffling cards all day, multiple times a day. There was a point where I was banging out live readings and like somewhere between 15 to 20 personal readings a day, and holding down a day job. I was doing like 3 readings on my lunch break and stuff like that, coming home and doing a few more and pre-recording some. I just didn't know how to stop working, and I literally just kind of, after I had the injury that I had last year, from the accident that I had, not car accident, it was a physical accident that I had. I had to take a little bit of a breather and kind of slow down, and after that I kind of slowed down everything. So Pisces, Pisces. One more for Pisces. There we go. Alright, there is a Pisces out there that once again is trying not to make foolish decisions. They're not trying to do things blinded or anything like that, or they've made the decision. They've made a decision in the world. Right here you have 10 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they always do, vodka. They always do. That's why I deal with jumpers. Whatever comes out is what I assume the universe wants me to read with. The King of Swords and the Five of Swords. So feeling like you've literally been in a battle to preserve yourself at all costs, Pisces. And that's what I'm seeing right here, is just to reserve yourself this week. Reserve your energy. You know what? Sometimes we feel victorious, but we don't really feel victorious. Sometimes we've fought battles, and yes, we've won badges and we've won plates of armor and stuff like that, or things that demonstrate that we've won battles. But we weren't happy about it. Quite opposite. When the 10 of Cups in reverse comes up, it's not so much that happiness is gone or it isn't there. It's just it's not always the focal, or it's not what truly manifested. We wanted this and we ended up getting not so much the opposite, but it's like looking at it through the window. That type of energy. And that's what I'm seeing is you just become really jaded. You become really stoic in your energy. Very, very just kind of rock solid. Very cold. And that's because you're I've had to defend everything. I've had to defend myself. I've had to fight so much. And that's what I'm feeling is this week with Pisces, you're feeling kind of cold. You're feeling like, all my battles have really drained me from my happiness. So let's get some advice moving forward for you, Pisces. Okay. So walking away from things. I see that. King of Cups in the reverse. This could have been a marriage. A marriage that just ended with you going, you know what, I have to let go. I have to balance me. You got the King of Cups in the reverse. You got the Chariot card. Underlying energy is the Eight of Cups. So basically walking away from things emotionally, just removing yourself and moving forward. And this could have been a marriage, but could have been any type of relationship. This could be a partnership. This could be a job. This could be, a family thing. This could be something, you letting go of something that held strong to you, something that robbed you of your happiness. Sometimes this is addiction. Sometimes this is, even though I don't have the Devil card here, maybe it's no longer something that you are addicted to, but now you're kind of going through the motions of what it feels like to have let it go. And realizing all that you have given up. So this might be a moment of, clarity and balance and restoration for you moving forward. So that's what I'm seeing from this, Pisces, is, you had a situation that robbed you of a lot of joy and really made you this stoic person, but it's provided you with some opportunities. It's provided you with some things to, if you're able to move on from something, you're able to move on. So as much as that is a curse, it's also a blessing. And that's what I'm seeing from this. And that's the message that I think is coming forward for you this week, Pisces. And that is all 12 of our zodiac signs this week. I want to thank everybody for spending the time with me during this live stream, for every single mod that shows up and helps me through the chat and notifies people what sign we're on and everything. I love you to death, and I thank each and every last one of you. To those catching the rewatch on this, I love and thank all of you as well, because it is everybody who watches the videos that keeps them coming forward. So all I ask in return for any of my messages or anything like that is a simple slap of the subscription button, hitting that bell notification so you don't miss a future video, leaving a comment, and hitting the like button. That's all I ask. That's all I ask in return. I'm working towards going live every Friday at 7. Between 7 and 7:30 is what I'm looking at. Because we have our wonderful Paranormal Melissa and Paranormal Patrick that go live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'm looking at possibly going live on Mondays at 7 Pacific, which would be 10 Eastern. It's a little late for some of my more more active members and people that come to the stream, and I understand that, and I'm so sorry. It's just, you know, trying to figure out what works. I'm going to be doing some live streams during the day, just once I get everything studio-wise situated and all that, and that way I'll be able to do a lot more stuff. It's been a work in progress for me and Fluff to get everything organized and situated and saving up to get the equipment that we want and stuff like that. What else? What else have I got going on? Okay, we have coming up is the Lunar New Year. We also have Imbolc that's coming up, so for those that celebrate the seasons and the transitions, you know, in pagan, Wiccan, and things like that. I also do readings for those. We have the new moon coming up, so there'll be a reading for that. I was supposed to put out the full moon reading this last week, and the file got corrupted and wasn't working and didn't have audio, and I couldn't figure it out, so I had to kind of scrap it, and I was really pissed over that. But we have new stuff coming in the mail that should help us to not have to worry about that going forward. So, better things for the channel, better readings, stuff like that. It was a slow process of getting everything rebuilt back up after having such a substantial loss on my end. But we're getting there. We're at about a 90% of where I want to be. So, yeah, the Chinese New Year reading will be fun. The Lunar New Year reading will be fun. I already have the thumbnail and everything made up. I also have the Labyrinth Tarot review coming up, and I have a few more decks that I'm going to be doing reviews for. Those will just be videos that I kind of push out periodically and stuff like that. So always be looking forward to a review video or something like that. I try to keep those under about 10 minutes. If you guys have suggestions for the type of readings you would like to see or anything like that, please feel free to place them in the comments below, and I always listen to the suggestions and everything like that and try to put those into practice so that you guys get the readings that you want and readings that help ascend you. So with all that being said, I thank you all so very much once again, and I will see you all very soon, between now and forever. You guys take care.